I know you guys are eventually going to see this, and let me explain. So I posted a teaser video a little while ago, and it showed that I picked up an engine. And here is that engine. So this was a nice little marketplace find. It is, if you kind of can see from the timing cover, intake manifold, that is an F-150 motor. This one came from a shop that was doing some warranty work. The complaint was that it's consuming oil and was smoking. And very clearly, if you were able to pull this lift plate up and look at the intake runner, it is caked up with soot. So, very much likely you either have rings that are bad, or you have the valve train, valve seals are all bad. All things that I intend to replace and upgrade when I go to rebuild this thing. Because being that this is a Gen 2 with Gen 2 F-150 motor, it has the wrong firing order for it to work in that car. Now, the plans for this engine build is to make a nice built motor for the Mustang that is a little more optimized and more efficient than the Gen 1. So I got this thing for a pretty good deal. Bought this thing for $900 off Facebook Marketplace, like I said, from a shop. The thought process was my Gen 1 is port injection. This is port injection. Priority number one was get Gen 2 heads. So I have these Gen 2 heads, which have the better valve train, the larger runners and freer flowing heads. That right there, mission accomplished. Got some nice heads for real cheap. Number two, if the block is still good, well, guess what? We're just going to reuse the block. We're just going to put a forged Boss crank with forged rods, pistons, and maybe bump up the compression. Obviously, not going to keep the F-150 compression. We're not keeping any of the internals from the F-150. We're going to actually just put some real nice aftermarket internals and just have this thing sorted out and prepped to handle some boost. We're not going crazy. We're not going to go 1,000 horsepower or anything like that. Just something that's going to live nice and happy. If I were to say get a Whipple kit, a TVS, a Magnuson, or something on the car, right? So that's the idea for the plans for building this thing if we do build it. So build it for boost. If the block is not salvageable, I think the game plan might be to walk a little into the unknown. And I think I'm going to get a Predator block so that I can have that bore sizing for the 5.2. Get a Bear block, of course. And I might see, because I think I saw like Cali cranks have a stroker crank. And I'm going to see if I can't get a larger displacement in a Mustang. I'm not going maximum effort. We're just going to go more, if possible. And if I did that, then we're definitely not going to be boosting it. I think that'll be enough to manage and try to keep up and sort out. So, but yeah, I know you guys are going to start seeing this in the videos, so I figured I'd have some sort of video explaining what motor I came home with. There's no cracks. Things look good. Things as far as this engine goes, it just needs some seals fixed up in here because it's just got a little bit of a blow by somewhere and oil being burnt. Other things that I'm going to be trying out on this car is probably going to get some new cam covers. The cam covers, those plastic ones, they look rough. So if I were to go buy new ones, I might just buy some Predator ones or some other sheet metal ones or something of that nature. We'll see what we can find. While we're rebuilding this thing, we're probably going to get billet, chain guides, new chain gear. I'm going to look into cams for the motor, but likely it would be like intake only, stock exhaust cam, or maybe just stock cams. I haven't decided. I haven't looked into it. I haven't seen what I might need. Other things like probably some pulleys, like an ATI balancer might replace that stock one. The oil pan. I am definitely going to start looking into getting a baffled oil pan, just so that we can I mean, I haven't had an issue so far with the Mustang and oil supply and turning on the road course, but you know, I figured let's see if we can't gain a little bit more capacity and possibly get an oil pan with some return bungs already put on it for, say, a oil cooler, and see if we can't gain another edge, gain a little more performance in that aspect. I think the water pump usually is pretty good. We're definitely going to do oil pump gears while we're there, and I think it'll be a fun build. I think this is going to be real fun for the channel. I think it's kind of about time we start planning a spare / replacement upgrade engine for the Mustang for as long as that Gen 1 has been holding up and kicking, which there's nothing wrong with the Gen 1. It still runs fine. So we're not just going to just pull it out, throw it away, but it does have its own issues. But they're issues you can live with, and for sure issues that you can live with while we get this engine built. So the car's not going to get slowed down. We're not going to park it. We're not going to pull the engine. We're not in trouble or anything like that. But I think this was just a good opportunity buy, just to take advantage of it and just have a spare replacement engine. So, and I'm just going to take this guy and park it right here in the corner, and we're going to probably do what we can to preserve it so it just does fine. And other than that, let me know if anyone wants F-150 parts off this engine that we won't be using, because there'll be a lot that just doesn't get used or gets replaced and things like that. So let me know your guys' thoughts on the motor build. Let me know what you guys think we should probably consider. Is there parts? Is there internals? Is there some methodology maybe I'm not aware of? Put that down in the comments below. Leave a like. And if it's your first time here, why don't you go ahead and think about subscribing and stay tuned for the next project for the channel.